Hey guys, welcome to the Amateur MacGyver. I hope you can hear me better. I upgraded the microphone and the camera setup. I'm using a GoPro Hero 11. It's a beautiful Sunday here in North Carolina. It's about 76 degrees, nice and sunny, barely any cloud in the sky. Perfect day to work on the truck. Today I'm going to show you what I did for a control panel to power up accessory lights that are coming in the future. Right now I only have ditch lights and quote-unquote windshield mounted lights, and that's as far as I'm going to take it right now. And I'll show you how those work and the control panel, and we'll just go from there. So because the Tundra behind me is a hybrid, that's why I'm going to be running an 8-gauge positive wire from under the rear seat, at the battery, under the hood, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so this is the wireless switch panel that I was telling you about. It is completely wireless, USB-C rechargeable, right here. I can just take this and run with it. Not far, maybe about like 30 feet from the truck. But in the future, when I put like 360-degree lighting and I'm at a campsite, all I need to do is just keep this next to me, and I can trigger everything on the truck. I don't need to run back and forth to the truck, turn on lights, turn off lights. I'll just take this and should be covered on the campsite, and I can turn anything I want on or off. The Tundra might look a little bit different to you. I swapped the grill with a TRD Pro grill. I used the Westcott design camera mount, and then I also got the TRD Pro. They call it the bezel. It's the bezel for the fog lights, and I also installed the Dynamics fog lights. They were a breeze to install. It wasn't too bad. I didn't have a chance to film it. I was away from the house when I installed these at a friend's house, so I didn't have the camera set up. But yeah, it looks a little bit different, but I actually really like it. In the future, I'm going to put a light bar right here, which will be controlled from the switch panel that I'm about to show you. All right, this is the control panel that I was telling you about. It is wireless. There is no wire that needs to go all the way back. It does have this thin wire that goes to an antenna, which it's a magnetic antenna, which I found that here would not be a terrible position for it, because it's not covered from any like metal around it, so the range on it should be better because everything in front of it is plastic. All you need to do is just run this antenna wire that I just told you about, and then positive and negative. I deemed that for negative I can just tap into the body for this, and I tapped it right here in this location. It is the bracket that mounts the ABS pump. It should not affect it at all. I'm just using the screw, and I just slid it under the screw. Shouldn't be too bad. And then for power, for positive I guess we would call it, I ran an 8-gauge from here through the firewall and all the way right here. It will come out. Let me see if I can get a good angle. Maybe you can see that. So what you will need to do is you need to puncture the carpeting, or I guess not the carpeting, the insulation, and then you can feed that right through, and then it will come down. Just let it hug the channel over here. You can feed it through. You don't even need to take this. You can just push it through all the way over here. It will come out this way, and then you can stick it right under here, and it will come out through here. Let me see. You see it? Yep. And then I put a 60 amp A&L, I think this fuse style called, in line with the positive, and I just tapped the positive right there. Hey guys, so I just want to show you, this is the rubber grommet that was in the hole where I fed my positive wire. And I have this grommet that is blank. It's kind of a stopper, but what you can do is just cut a hole in here and then you can feed your wire through it. I got this in a kit that probably had like 100 different grommet sizes, and it comes in handy more than I thought it would when I bought it. I'll leave a link for it in the description, and it just saved me so many times, just like, oh, I have this, and it definitely comes in handy. So these are the ditch lights that I was telling you about. These are dynamic SS3s. They're the non-backlight version. I had these laying around. I'm like, might as well throw them on the Tundra. Just a couple of wires going down into the engine bay. From that side comes to this side through the hood. It was a pain to do it, but it's still less of a pain than to try to fish it under the window cowl or the windshield cowl to try to bring it over here. But I was able to just bring those in and feed them into an input on that switch panel. I know it's daylight, but this switch panel is pretty cool. So I can turn them on and off like usual. But then if you hold this, then you can program them. And if I'm not mistaken, if I do this, now they can just like flash. But then if I keep doing it, let's see, I think it's this one. So if I do this, you mark it, and then that is pretty cool. The possibilities on these are endless. You can do it for all the outputs. There, you can select any output from here to have that functionality. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video that I made. I find it easier to show you what I did and the final product and walk you through it rather than do like a step-by-step. I know a lot of people prefer step-by-step, but I rather just think of what I need to do and then trial and error and then show you the final product so you don't have to go through that process with me. It's just, I think it's a little bit more streamlined. You don't have to spend so much time trying to figure out which part you need from the video. You can just watch it. It's straightforward. You just copy what I did and that should be it. By the way, Cheez-Its.